Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, I finally got my hands on a ROTOR RIOT drone. I know a lot of you have asked for me to review ROTOR RIOT drones because you're all wondering how good are they. Since I review all the big name FPV drones, they said, well, how come you never review ROTOR RIOT drones? And that's because they never send me one. So I bought this with my own money. I'll get into that in a second. So this is, I have to look at my chart. This is the HD1-XR 7-inch. That's what they name it. And when I pulled this out of the box, I was amazed at how thick the arms are on this thing. I have never seen arms this thick on an FPV drone. There is no way I can break this drone. Even if I tried, I don't think I can break it. It is so solid. So if you're new to the FPV hobby, you may not be familiar with ROTOR RIOT. So ROTOR RIOT today, currently they are located in the United States in the state of Florida. They're a small group of people and their main goal is to get individuals into the FPV hobby. So they show how cool it is and how easy it is to get into the FPV hobby. And on their store, you can actually buy everything you need to get into the FPV hobby and they'll configure it for you and you're all set to go. And for me, I honestly believe in ROTOR RIOT and that's why I buy their merch to support them. I even have their hoodie here. I even have patches. A lot of times when you see me out flying FPV, I've got their patch on one of my bags. So my channel is one of the largest drone channels on YouTube. And I don't know any of the guys in ROTOR RIOT because I'm up in Canada. However, since a lot of you keep asking if their drones are any good, the only way to know is for me to buy one myself to support ROTOR RIOT and take it out for a flight. So I bought this when the Black Friday sale was on. And it's at a pretty good price. And currently, as of today that I'm making this video, it's still at the same price. Now you're asking, what sets ROTOR RIOT drones apart from all the other big name drones like HGLRC, Recon, GEP-RC, iFlight, Flywoo, we can go on and on with all the brand names. What sets them apart? Well, what they say and what they do that's different than those other companies is that when you order a drone, they just don't pull it off the shelf and send it to you. They pull it off the shelf, they configure it to your specifications. What type of motors do you want? What type of flight controller do you want? What type of camera do you want up front? What receiver do you want? Any other add-ons that you want with the drone? But more importantly, what makes them different than anybody else is that they say on their website that they tune these so they're perfect. So each one is individually inspected and tuned after it's built. So that's what my goal of buying one was, to check it out and see if that's true. All right, so let's get into my observations of this drone. What did I get? Well, first off, it didn't make the greatest impression when I received the drone. It looked like my kids sent me a Christmas or birthday gift because it arrived in a box. It's just thrown in the box with a bunch of brown paper wrapping. There's no presentation, nothing. So when you open up the box, yeah, you see this sort of stuff. But everything's tossed in there in a way that might make you think, oh, this isn't going to be good. There's no instructions, nothing. So if you're a beginner, you're going to be lost. But it is pre-tuned for beginners, so it should be perfectly fine for that. Of course, for me to do this review, I didn't change any of the tunings because I wanted to see how good they are, so I didn't touch the PIDs or any of the rates or anything like that. But I did change the modes so that on my controller, they are set up in a fashion that I like. Now, this unit is all digital, so I have to fly with the FPV DJI goggles and use the FPV controller because I didn't ask them to put in a receiver. It's just plug and play. That's another cool thing. If you want to buy a drone from ROTOR RIOT and you don't have the goggles and the radio right now, if their sale is still on, you can buy a drone from them pre-tuned, hooked up with the goggles and the radio, so you're all set. Everything's there. The only thing you have to buy is the batteries and a battery charger, and you're set to fly. Now, this is a 7-inch drone. That means the props are 7-inch, so the arms have to be longer to accommodate the props, and the motors have to be powerful enough to push the air at a good velocity to keep this thing flying. 7-inch drones weigh an awful lot, and for that reason, I would never recommend them for beginners, not to start off. Never start off with a 7-inch drone. You're going to damage yourself, somebody else, or some property. But when you get really good at FPV, get yourself a 7-inch drone. They're a lot of fun to fly because it doesn't matter how windy it is outside. It doesn't even matter what the weather's like. You can fly in anything with these things. They're built so tough. And you put massive batteries on them if you wish. This one's pretty cool in that it can take a 4S battery. I have one here, so I use this battery. Or it can take a 6S battery like this, so I'm going to use that battery. So when I go fly, I'm going to try both batteries and see if there's any difference between the two. The only negative I could see with a 7-inch drone, well, at least negatives I've found, is is that since they're so big, they weigh a lot, and when you put massive batteries on them, it weighs a lot. Your flight time is usually pretty much reduced. Now, when I ordered this drone, I did not get a camera mount, a GoPro mount up front. I just attached a little mount here that's just held on by zip ties, and I put the DJI Action 2 camera up front. Hopefully the video I show you out of this turns out well. I don't know, I haven't used it on too many FPV drones. I usually use GoPros or smaller cameras, but I'll try this one out. So my observations on this drone taken out of the box is everything's well protected. The only thing that caught me off guard was they have ESCs on the arm right here. It looks like ESCs from the olden days. I say olden days because when I used to build FPV drones or started in the FPV hobby, we all put ESCs on the arms. But today most people put the ESCs inside on the flight controller or the power distribution board. It ends up in one of those spots. The only bad thing with having the ESCs on a board is that if your ESC goes, just one, you got to replace the whole board. The benefit with having them on the arms is that if one of the ESCs goes, you just replace one of the ESCs. Now, included in the box was one of these little, this is your packing slip and description of how we built your drone, one of these little things. So everything was pretty cool on here, except my brain was starting to wonder, hey, something's wrong here, because on here, everything works except for when you get down to the flight controller. On their website, it says it's an F7 flight controller, and here it says it's an F4 flight controller with a 55 amp system. So Rotor Riot, if you're watching this, just post a comment below why things are different. I'm okay with it because, yeah, everything looks good. Now, one of the things they included in the package was a lanyard. They didn't have to, but I guess they tossed these in. These are pretty decent. I have a million lanyards, but I have none that say Rotor Riot, so I'll try this out and use it. I don't usually use lanyards, but I'll try it out when I go fly. All right, so the weather is not the greatest at this moment. It's dull, it's overcast. The only thing I always worry about when I fly an FPV drone on a cloudy day, even with a digital or analog camera, a lot of you guys can relate to this. If you fly in the winter with snow, what happens a lot of times, if you have this white thing here, that's your snow, you cannot tell the difference between the ground and the sky a lot of times. That always drives me up the wall, at least for my eyesight. And sometimes I get too low to the ground and I might just crash. Hopefully it doesn't happen today because I got to go walk out and pick this up if that's the case. All right, let's go fly it. Check it out. All right, first up, I have a 1550 milliamp hour 4-cell LiPo battery. I'm going to see how well it performs with a 4S battery. So here we go. I've got the Rotor Riot lanyard. I've never tried a lanyard before. I'm not really a lanyard guy, but hey, look at that, hands-free. Oh, it's cold out here. I'm using my DJI FPV goggles, and a lot of people always ask this question, how do I put the goggles on with no glasses? Because you know I wear glasses. That's because I have the VR prescription lenses inside. I have astigmatism in one of my eyes and a prescription for, you know, being farsighted. So these little lenses that are inside make everything perfect. All right. So I got gloves on. Let's see if I can fly. Well, hang on, I can't fly this with gloves on. Let's go. It's in acro mode. Arm it. And here we go. This is a 4S battery, so how does it fly with a 4S? Well, so far it's pretty smooth. I don't want to wonk it in the snow because I'm going to have to go look for it. But I do have a beeper, which is a good thing. All right, let's bring it back to me. First thing I can say right away is it flies very smooth. It's a smooth drone. Wow. I can put the smallest of input into the joysticks and it is tuned really well. And it goes exactly where I want it to. Tree and over. Woo, nice. So I guess Rotor Riot, when they said they tuned it, they did a good job, and this is on 4S. Usually when a drone is tuned, I like to fly lower to the ground, but with this dull weather, oh, that's too low. With this dull weather, it's just hard to see anything. I can't make out where the snow starts and the sky ends with this thing, so I'm gonna have to fly higher. Coming over, you should see me coming. One of these cameras will pick it up. Going slow, I'm hovering right here. It's so easy to hover too. This is in acro mode for a big 7-inch. It's a lot of weight moving around, but this is no problem. Yeah, I can go back out where the GoPro is, right here. Come down, right there. Blow some snow. So if I bring it close to me, you'll see it in the other camera I have on the back of the Jeep. I don't want to get too close because these are 7-inch props and they are spinning quite fast. Could make a salad out of me. There we go, going over my Jeep. Very nice. All right, so 4S battery. Let's try the normal little flippies and stuff like that, rolls. I'll do a slow one. There we go. Oh, it's well balanced. It doesn't drop out of the sky. Wow, that is really nice. Okay, let's go this way and just try some typical simple forward rolls and just make sure it doesn't drop out either. Nice slow forward roll. Look at that, lots of time to get back up, and nope, I don't see any cavitation or anything. I see somebody walking behind my Jeep. My spotter will keep them away from me. Let's try a backwards one. All right, cut the throttle, going around, nice and close to the snow. Yeah, this is awesome. Now I can see when I blip the throttle with the 4S coming back up, that it does give me a little bit of a low voltage warning, which tells me with this cold out here and the amount of power I'm using, it is taking a toll on this little guy. Let's go this way. Can follow these trails that people have made. Really, really nice. Look at this, you can just cruise along the ground. It's got a lot of speed for its size, that's for sure. Very nice. All right, let's go up. And we'll bring it back for a landing. There we go. All right, next battery we're going to try is a 6-cell 6S 1800 milliamp hour battery. It's much bigger and much heavier. All right, acro mode, and we were in acro, yeah, arm. Let's go 6-cell battery this time. Little slower, little heavier with the 6S because there's more weight. I really like the 4S. That was pretty sweet. So now I got to get used to the weight of this. Yeah, a little bit different. It doesn't punch up as fast with the 6. It goes up, but my brain is still used to the 4S. So let's bring it down here. Bring it around. So with the 6-cell battery, there's more voltage. A little bit more weight though, because the battery does have weight to it. Same weight with the camera up front, everything else. It certainly flies super awesome. I guess I just had to get used to it. I'm getting used to it now. It just seems, it does feel a little heavier in the hands. Like when I want to go up, I can go up, but just not as fast, it seems. So I got to refresh the brain. It does have some nice distance. I'm away out here at the end of my field. Coming back this way, and if I go way up here, since I have a 6L, I have lots of power. Let me look around this area. What do I see? What do I see? I see nothing. There's nobody over at any of the fields. I'm the only guy out here. It's barren, totally barren. All right, let's come down and then cruise along the roads and stuff. Since we have this place to ourselves, diving down. Here we come. Get over these power lines and then dive on down. There we go. This is the great thing with FPV. It's just like, my God, you can just go explore, have so much fun doing all sorts of stuff like this. It's great. And let's go this way. And then over here. Oh, I guess I should try the same thing with the flippies and stuff. Okay, let's bring her over here. And a nice slow roll. Look at that. So smooth. I don't think I have any drone that does freestyle as smooth as this one. This is definitely one of a kind for me. Smooth this way. And for even the forward flips, I'm high up, so I'm doing a super slow forward flip. Look at that. Come out of it. It loses altitude, but not much, you know, for flying upside down. It's really good. And if you do a backwards flip, do it nice and slow. Oh, I added some throttle at the end of that one. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Really, really good. I could see people that buy this would have a blast with it. All right, still got plenty of voltage power. I'm checking my battery here. It's all good. Let's go this way so we miss the trees, go under them. Let's go over here. Let's go through our little forest, nice and low. Let's fly this way, go through our forest, see if I can find a path. Now I can't even find a path because I don't remember where the path is. Oh well, I'll go this way. Just miss all the trees. Oh, I see a tree branch. Go down, go up. Reception's good. I'm way behind all these trees and I still have plenty of reception. Seems pretty good. That car looks stuck down there. All right, come back to us. Ooh, the wind's picking up. And let's bring it back to me. Where's my arm switch? Arm it over here. Boink! In the snow. There we go. I would like to introduce you to Nanook of the North right here. I am freezing. I'm going back to my igloo. My hands are cold. Everything's iced up. It's pretty darn cold out today. So yeah, let me just end this video by saying the ROTOR RIOT drone, the 7-inch one I got, I'm really impressed with it. It's full of snow right now, but these drones, look at that. I got snow all in the flight controller, everything. As long as I get it out before it melts, then it's fine. It will save everything. If it melts, then probably not so fine. So all I could say is really good. Love it. I'm going to put links below to ROTOR RIOT store. They had some drones on sale when I got this one. I don't know if they still have a sale on, but go check them out. See if you can find one for yourself. They supply everything. If you want the goggles, the radio, everything set up, they can supply that as well. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions on this drone, what I thought, some other stuff, I'll be back out when it's warmer, or maybe some other days out here in the winter. If you have any questions, post them below and I'll get back to you. But for now, I say I'm going to get warm, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.